your index and thumb finger. You're going to be laying on your back on the ground. And then what you're going to do is all right, so today we're going to be talking about leg curls. As you know, we've been doing this TRX Translations series. This series essentially gives you an idea of what those exercises that you normally do in the gym look like when you're doing them out of the gym. We've so far covered the leg press as well as the bench press or the seated chest press. And now we're going to be talking about, as I said, the leg curl. That's one of your typical exercises. A lot of people use those to help strengthen their hamstrings and get a little bit of glute. We're going to be talking about how that exercise works in the gym as well as on the TRX, and of course, how you can execute it anywhere in the world. Now, as you know, we created this series because you don't always have access to a gym, but you always can have access to a TRX. So I want you to be able to do any of those exercises that you normally do in the gym anywhere in the world. So as I said, as I said, the leg curl machine, you can do it from a standing or laying position. I find that the standing leg curl normally gets towards the bottom of the hamstring, whereas a laying leg curl, when you're laying on your stomach, normally gets to that glute hamstring insertion, right? So I find that with the TRX leg curl, when you're doing single leg, which is what I'm going to show you today. Now, you can do a dual leg. That's pretty much what everybody does. I'm going to show you the single leg because that's one of my favorite ones because we all don't have the same strength in our legs. You know, everybody has a unilateral strength. Nobody is bilateral. You don't have equal strength in your left and your right leg. So what I encourage you to do is when you're doing specific exercises like a leg curl or a seated or a press or anything like that, you want to practice not only doing the bilateral movement, but also the unilateral, one arm at a time. All right, so back to what I was saying with the leg curl. So as I said, the leg curl on the TRX, it works a little bit lower. It's almost like a standing leg curl. All right, so when you're executing this motion, you're going to feel it towards the bottom of the hamstring as well as that calf. So instead of that glute hamstring insertion, you're going to feel it in that calf hamstring insertion. So I'm going to show you how to do it right here. Essentially, what you're going to do, as I said, you're going to have it in single hand mode, and that's how you're going to do one leg at a time. So as you already see here, I'm going to show you I've already shown you how to get into single-handed mode. So if you're curious to how I got this in there, we have a single-handed mode video that you can check out on our page. But yeah, so it's a single-handed mode. You're going to take this handle, put it in your index and thumb finger. You're going to be laying on your back on the ground. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put your heel in the foot strap. Okay? So you're going to put your one heel in the foot strap while laying on your back. You're going to bend your knee and bring your hip up as high as you can off the ground. Then you're going to bring your hip back down and bring your leg out to full extension. And that's essentially how you execute this motion. Now, if you want to extend the intensity of the exercise, if you want to lift a little bit more of your body weight, increase the load, as we talked about before, you can bring your arms up off the ground. That means you're not using anything to stabilize yourself. You're using only your abs and your hamstring. So basic single leg curl will be here, hands on the floor, lifting your hips up off the ground as high as you can, then coming back down. And then if you want to do a little bit more intensity, hands off the ground, bringing the hips up as high as you can, and coming back down. Now, as you see, those are pretty difficult for me, so I'm going to do a few more of those on my own. But in the meantime, I do appreciate you watching, and I hope that this exercise in this particular video brought you value. If this exercise or this video, you have any questions about it, feel free to leave those questions and comments down below in the comment section. I do appreciate you watching, and I hope you tune in for our next video. And as always, keep good company.